Hello Year 1. This video will help you with your Maths home learning for Wednesday the 20th of January, and today we're going to measure weight using non-standard units. Before we begin, I'd like you to look at the words heavier, lighter or equal, and you're going to be using these words throughout today. What I have here is a scale, and it's a weighing scale, a bit like the old-fashioned one. It's a bit like a seesaw, it moves up and down. And I've got two cupcakes either side. Both of them are the same size and the same weight. And because they're both the same, this scale is straight. Okay, one is not higher than the other. So this means that the weight of both of these cupcakes is equal. They weigh the same, so they are equal. Now, let's look at this picture here. Now, this scale is doing something different. It's a bit like a seesaw. This bit's gone down and this bit's gone up. Now this is the same cupcake we've got here, but on the other side I've taken the white icing cupcake off and I've put a pink icing cupcake, and you can see it's actually smaller as well. Which do you think is heavier? Yes, this one's heavier and this one's lighter, and because they are not equal anymore, the white icing cupcake is heavier, and so this goes up. Now if I was to swap them over, if I take the pink icing cupcake off and put this blue icing one on, this cupcake is much bigger, so it's actually heavier, and this time this side has gone down and this side has gone up. So this shows me that the blue icing cupcake is heavier than the white icing cupcake. Have you ever been to the park and you've played on the seesaw and you're playing with someone that's really heavy? They will always push the seesaw down, and the lighter person goes up in the air. It's the very same thing happening here. Now, today we're going to be looking at non-standard units. So we're going to be weighing things, but we're not actually going to be using proper weights. We're going to be using things you can find around the house or in the classroom. So things like building blocks, books, pencils, coins, anything you can find. So let's make a start. So I've got a scale here like we had before, and I've got some building blocks and I've got a car, and I want to weigh this car. What do you think will happen if I put the car up here on the weighing scale? At the moment there's nothing on them, so it's straight, so nothing on either side, so the scale is straight. So what do you think will happen when I put my car up here? Have a guess. Yep, when I put my car here, the scale will actually tip down because it's heavy. There's nothing on this side to keep this bit down. So because the car has got weight, it pushes it down. What do you think will happen if I put 1 cube up here? What do you think will happen? Have a think. Well, if I put 1 cube on the other side, nothing really. It still stays down, so the car must be heavier than the cube. The cube isn't heavy enough to push it down yet. What do you think will happen if I put 2 cubes there? Have a think. Oh, now that I've got 2 cubes there, the scale is level. What do you think that shows us? Well, it shows us that the car is the same weight as 2 cubes. 1 cube wasn't enough, but 2 cubes are enough to balance the scale. So 2 cubes are the same weight as the car. What do you think will happen if I put 3 cubes on this side? Have a think. Oh, look what's happened. 3 cubes are heavier than the car, so this side of the scale has tipped down and the car's gone up because it's lighter now. This side has become too heavy. Okay, so that's how we use things like cubes. We could have used books, we could have used marbles to weigh the car. Okay, what I want you to think about now is I want you to look at this scale up here. I've got an apple, and if you look at the scale, it's level, it's straight. What does that tell you? 3 pencils have been put on this side. What does that tell you about the apple? Well, it tells you that the apple and the pencils are exactly the same weight, but there's only 1 apple, and how many pencils are there? 1, 2, 3. So we can say that the apple weighs the same as how many pencils? 3 pencils, so we can put the number 3 here. Now, if I was to take 2 pencils away, what do you think will happen to the scale? Will the apple go down and the pencil go up, or will the pencil go down and the apple go up? Which one do you think is correct if I take away 2 of those pencils? A, this is correct because remember, 3 of them are the same weight as an apple. If you take 2 away, 1 is not enough, and the apple will become heavier and will push the scale down. On your to-do, what you need to do is you have 2 sheets here. On this sheet, you've got some scales, and you need to write here in the text box how much you need, how many cubes or pencils you need for the objects that are there. So on this one, I've got a pear. It says, what is the weight of the pear? So I've put a pear on that side, we've put some cubes on that side. The scale is level, so how many cubes do you need to weigh a pear? Okay, so type in here how many you think, just like we did before. Then on this side, you've got some challenging questions here that you need to read and you need to fill it in. So we've got a cupcake and we've got 2 cubes there, grapes and 5 cubes here, and they're all equal. So a cupcake weighs 2 cubes and the grapes weighs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes. You need to read the sentence and type in here something to complete the sentence. That it says the cupcake weighs something cubes. Well, how many cubes does it take to weigh the cupcake? 2. So you need to type 2 in here. And how many cubes for the grapes? Then it says the cupcake is something than the grapes. And you've got choice between heavier or lighter. Have a think and type it in there. So just click on the text boxes and type in your answer. Have a go.